Good morning, students. Welcome everybody to Max 1 class today. Dear students, today we discuss the remaining questions of exercise 15.1. 15.1 up to 6th question we have solved. Today we are solving questions 6, 7 onwards. All the questions we are solving. So listen, the question number 7. Question number 7. I will read the question. How many 2 centimeter cubes can be cut from a bigger cube whose side is 32 centimeter? One big cube is there, its side is 32 centimeter, and how many small cubes can be cut from that bigger cube? How many small cube can be cut from the bigger cube? So number of cube that can be cut is equal to the volume of bigger cube divided by volume of smaller cube. The side of the cube is given so that we can find out the volume of the cube. Volume of cube is equal to side cube. So find the volume of both cubes and divide that volumes, then we get the number of cubes, smaller cubes that can be cut out. So let us listen, students, here. Number of cubes that can be cut is equal to volume of bigger cube minus volume of smaller cube. Volume, side of the bigger cube is equal to 32 centimeter and the side of smaller cube is equal to 2 centimeter. So number of cubes that can be cut out is equal to volume of bigger cube, that means side cube. 32 into 32 into 32 divided by 2 into 2. Here we can cut 16. Here also 16. And here also 16. You have studied 16 cube. 16 also the value is 16. 256 into 16. 6 6 are 26. Is equal to number of cubes, that is 4096 cubes can be cut from the. So 4096 cubes, smaller cubes can be cut from that bigger cubes. So see the next question, question number 8. The volume of a room is 120 meter cube and the area of the floor is 30 meter square. Find the height of the room. Here volume of a room is given. Volume of room is 120 meter cube and the area of the floor is given. Area of the floor means length into breadth. And volume is equal to length into breadth into height. Length into breadth into height given and length into breadth also given. So we can find out the height of the room. So the height of volume means you studied two formula. Volume is equal to length into breadth into height, or volume is equal to area of the floor into height. Area of the floor, if you multiply by height, then we get a volume. So the area of the floor into height, that formula we use, and then we find out. The volume is equal to area of the floor into height, and the area of the floor into height is equal to volume. Area of the floor is given 30 meter cube square, and height is given. Height is not given, and volume is given 120 meter cube. Therefore, height is equal to 120 meter cube divided by 30. That means volume divided by the area of the floor. That is equal to 4 meter. So the height is equal to 4. 9 and 10 is a homework for you. Look at that question I will read. A tank is in the form of circular cylinder. Its height is 35 centimeter and base area is 186 centimeter square. Find the volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder is equal to area of the base into height. Area of the base, that is circular base, pi r square h. Actually it is pi r square h only. Height is given and pi r square also given. Pi r square is 1386 centimeter square. So in order to find out the area, you multiply that area of the base into height. So that's the homework. And question number 10 also. A circular well is dug. Its diameter is 120 centimeter. Diameter is given and it is a circular shape. Therefore, we can find out the radius. And its depth. Depth means height also given. 950 centimeter. What's the volume of mud removed to make the well? In order to make that well, how much mud is removed from the circular well? So the quantity of mud removed is equal to volume of the well. So volume of the well is equal to pi r square h. And diameter is given. Diameter you divide by 2, then we get radius. That radius and height is already given. 950 centimeter is the height. That you multiply pi r square h, that formula you use, and then you will get the volume of the mud removed from the tank. That two questions are homework for you. That means 9 and 10. So now we solve question number 11. See the question. A rectangular container measuring 20 centimeter, 30 centimeter and 10 centimeter is filled with oil to the brim. One rectangular container, in that oil is filled. Bala pours out 2 liter 500 milliliter of oil from the container. From the container, Bala, a person, he took some oil, that is 2 liter 500 milliliter. Then how much oil is left in the container? So first of all, we must find out how much oil was there in the container. Before we take out the oil, how much oil was there in the container, that we want to find out. How to find out? That is the volume of that container we will find out. And from that, how much oil he has taken out, that we reduce minus, then we get the volume of oil that is left in the container. So look at the quantity of oil in the container, that is equal to volume of the container. Volume is equal to length into breadth into height. That means here the capacity dimension given 20 into 30 into 10. These are the dimension of that container. So it is equal to 3 to 6,000 milliliter. 6,000 centimeter cube. So actually it is 6,000 centimeter cube. That centimeter cube we have to convert to milliliter. 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. Therefore 6,000 centimeter cube. 6,000 centimeter cube is equal to 6,000 into 1, that is equal to 6 liter. 6,000 milliliter. 6,000 milliliter, if we change to liter, then it is equal to 6 liter. We divide by 1000. 6,000 we divide by 1000, because in 1 liter 1000 milliliter is there. We divide by 1000. That means 6,000 divided by 1000, that is equal to 6 liter of oil is there in that container. From that, how much we have taken out? 2 liter 500 milliliter taken out. Then how much oil is left? 6 liter minus 2 liter 500 milliliter. That is equal to, from 6 liter 2 liter 500 milliliter gone, that means 3 liter 500 milliliter of oil is left in the container. So students, here in order to know how much oil is there in the container, we found out the volume of the container. Then that meter cube we changed to liter. Then from this we subtract how much quantity of oil is taken out. Then we got the oil left in the. Students, the last question in that exercise: an iron pole is 4 meter high and 28 centimeter diameter. Iron pole, its length is 44 meter and 28 centimeter is diameter. Diameter is given in centimeter, so that we have to convert into meter, because height also given in meter. Find the weight of the weight if the iron weighs 50 kilogram per meter cube. 1 meter cube iron 50 kilogram. Then what is the total weight? So that we must find out how much meter cube is that iron pole. That means its volume we have to find out, and volume we multiply by 50 kilogram, then we get the total weight of that iron pole. So here students, the iron pole, that volume of iron pole we have to find out first. Volume of iron core is equal to pi r square. But diameter is given 28 centimeter. That radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. This diameter, if we divide by 2, then we get a radius 14 centimeter. That 14 centimeter we change to meter because it is also given. The height is given in meter. Therefore, we convert it to meter. That is into 0.14. So here now we find out the volume is equal to 22 by 7. We can take 22 by 7. 22 by 7 into then radius is given, that is 0.14 into 0.14 into height 4. Here we cut 0.02. Then we divide multiply by this 88, 22 into 4, 88 into 0.02. 176. That is 2 digits before we place by 1.76. 1.76 into 0.14. That means it is 0.2464 meter cube. 0.2464 meter cube is the volume of that iron core. And the weight of the iron core is 50 kilogram per meter cube. 1 meter cube, 50 kilogram. Therefore, total 0.2464 meter cube is there. How much is that volume? That is equal to 50 into. Therefore, weight of iron is equal to 50 into 0.2464. That we multiply. 0.2464 into 50. 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 4s are 20, 5 6 are 30, 32, and 5 4s are 23, and 5 2s are 10. 5 2s are 10 plus 2, 12. That is equal to 0, 0, 2, 3. Total, you know that 4 digits before. That means 12.32 kilogram. 320 kilogram is the weight of that iron core. Students, now we study about the surface area, total surface area. What do you mean by total surface area? Total surface area is the area of all the surface of a 3D figure. That is called total surface area. First of all, we study total surface area of a cube. In a cube, you know that all sides are equal. The volume is side cube. But surface area means it is the area of all the surfaces. How many surfaces are there? The area of one surface. If we take the area of one surface, it is equal to a square. Square area means side square. Side square. Like that, how many surfaces is there? 6 surfaces are there. 6 sides are there. 6 faces are there. Therefore, total surface area is equal to 6 into side square. 6 into side square. One surface area, it is a square shape. Therefore, square area is side square. So, 6 faces are there. 6 into side square, we get the total surface area. And what is lateral surface area? Lateral surface area means avoiding its base and the top. Upside and downside, we avoid that area. We avoid. That means 2 side square we avoid from 6 side square. Then that is called the lateral surface area. 4 into side square. The area of 4 surfaces is called lateral surface area. That means we are avoiding top and bottom. That two sides, 2 faces we are avoiding. The area of remaining part is called lateral surface area. So lateral surface area is equal to 4 into side square. This is the total surface area of the cube. Total surface area 6 into side square and lateral surface area of the cube 4 into side square. Now we see the total surface area of a cuboid. In a cuboid also you can see 6 surfaces. One is up, another is down, and one is front, another is back, and both sides, right and left. So area of all these spaces, that are the area of this cuboid. So here we take the area of first face, that means here length into breadth. This is a rectangle shape. If we take only front side, length into breadth, length into height, and downside this is length into breadth, upside also length into breadth. That means here it is 2 length plus 2 breadth. Here 2 length into breadth, 2 LB plus and 2 BH. Here also one, this area base into height, here also base into height, that means 2 BH plus length into height, front side length into height and downside also length into height, means 2 LH. So here 2 is common, that we take out 2 into LB plus BH plus LH. This is the total surface area of a cube. That means 2 into LB plus BH plus, or LB plus LH plus BH, we can write LB plus LH plus BH. This is the total surface area of a cuboid. And then lateral surface area. Lateral surface area means we avoid upside. That means 2 length into breadth we avoid, 2 LB we avoid. That means this part we avoid, remaining only 2 LB means downside is length into breadth and upside also length into breadth. 2 LB we avoid, means it is 2 BH plus 2 LH. 2 is common and H also common, 2H plus L plus E, 2H into L plus E. That's lateral surface area of a cuboid. 2H into L plus B is the lateral surface area of a cuboid. So we can find out the total surface area of the cube by using the formula 2 into LB plus LH plus BH, and the lateral surface area 2H into L plus B. This is the lateral surface area of a cuboid. Dear students, now we study about the surface area of a cylinder. First of all, we study a lateral surface area of the cylinder. What do you mean by lateral surface area of the cylinder? The lateral surface area means it is the curved surface area, only this curved part area. So if you open a cylinder like this, here one, this is 2 circular face, this one, and if you open it, then this curved surface area will be like a rectangle. Area of the rectangle means length into breadth. In cylinder, it comes as this length, it means it is the circumference, and this breadth means it is the height. So circumference into height is the curved surface area of a cylinder. Circumference formula, you know that it is 2 pi r and height is h. So lateral surface area or curved surface area is also called curved surface area. So lateral surface area LSA is equal to 2 pi r h. 2 pi r means it is circumference and h is the height. Lateral surface area of the cylinder formula is 2 pi r h. 2 pi r h. Now, what is the total surface area that we see? In a total surface area means it is the area of this top side and bottom side. That means 2 circles. Area of circle pi r square. Here also pi r square. That means here pi r square again plus pi r square. Why? Upside area, downside area pi r square, and then plus this 2 pi curved surface area means 2 pi r h. This is the if we add all these things, then we get the total surface area of a cylinder. That means 2 pi r square. Here 2 pi r square. If pi r square plus pi r square means it is 2 pi r square. And here common thing you can see here, 2 pi common, here also common, and r is common, and here r square, from that one r we take. So here 2 pi r is common thing, and what is remaining? Here one r remaining and here one h remaining. That means r plus h. So this is the formula to find out the total surface area of a cylinder. Actually, it is the area of two circular faces and one curved surface. Circular face is 2 pi r square and curved face 2 pi r h. That means total surface area. If all the surface area, if we add, then we get a total surface area. 2 pi r common here, so we take this common thing here, and 1 r remains here, and plus h is remains here. Therefore, 2 pi r h, 2 pi r into h plus r, or r plus h, is the formula to find out the total surface area of a cylinder. See the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder means its inside part is a hole. That means just like a pipe. What is the total surface area of a hollow cylinder? As you have shown in the figure here, you can see that this hollow cylinder inside part is a hole, empty space. So the total surface area of hollow cylinder is the here two curved surfaces here. One is external, outside curved surface, and another is internal curved surface. Inside it and outside also curved surface. So actually the total surface area of this hollow cylinder is equal to external curved surface. External curved surface, this big R we are taking as a radius, and big R is the radius of external circle. So curved surface area 2 pi r h. This height and the bigger radius we take 2 pi r h. With this we add internal curved surface area. This is small r. Internal curved area, only this much part is curved surface. So here internal surface area means 2 pi r h, small r h. These two we add, and one more thing, we have to take the area of these two bases. Means one is on the top part, this part here, this much area we have to take, and then downside also, that's 2 area. That means outside area, how we take the top area of this cylinder. Here you can see that in this cylinder you can see it is this shapes. We want this area we want. That means bigger r and this is a smaller r. From the area of outer circle, we subtracted the area of inner circle. That means it is pi into r square minus r square. That means big R, pi r square minus small pi r square. Here also, here you can see that outside area bigger pi r square and inside area smaller pi r square. That is equal to pi into r square minus r square. So this is the surface area of one top face, one face, or that means one base area. This is pi into r square minus r square. Like that, two area are there. This again we can write r square minus r square, a square minus b square, a plus b into a minus b. You studied in identity. A square minus b square, we can write a plus b into a minus b. That means it is pi into r plus r into r minus r. Pi into r plus r into r minus r, we can write. A square minus b square, a plus b into a minus b. That format we have written. Like that, two faces are there. This is the area of one face, one top face, and like that same we multiply by 2. So this is the total area of the two up and the top and the down faces. All these we add. That means this we can add means the external curved surface area, internal curved surface area. Here 2 pi h is common. Here also 2 pi h. So 2 pi h we take outside, and here r plus r. This is the sum of two curved surface area, means external curved surface area and internal curved surface area. With that, we add which one? The two face area. That means 2 into pi into r plus r. R plus r into r minus r. This we add. And here also you can see some common thing. Here 2 pi is common and r plus r is common. So this 2 pi and r plus r. Common thing we take inside, and what is meaning? Now we have taken this 2 pi, this we have taken, and r plus r also we have taken as common, and what is remaining here? One h is remaining. That means h plus r minus r. So this is the total 2 pi into r plus r into h plus r minus r. This is the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. So 2 pi into r plus r into h plus r minus r is the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. In this hollow cylinder, you should understand that total surface area means it is the area of outer curved surface and inner curved surface that we have added together and we got this. And next, the top flat face, circular face, and downs and bottom a circular face that we add together, then we get the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. So you study this formula 2 pi into r plus r into h plus r minus r. Here r means bigger radius, bigger r means bigger radius, smaller r means smaller radius, and h means it is the height of that hollow cylinder. So study this all formulas very well. I have explained how this formula is evolved. That only I have explained. You should study only this formula. Okay. So students, today class we will stop here and then we will do the exercise.